God says, before you scroll, listen carefully because what you are about to hear is connected to a moment your heart has been waiting for without even realizing it. Your soulmate is standing at an emotional turning point that neither of you could have predicted. They have been carrying words they never found the courage to speak, emotions they kept hidden behind silence, and memories that refused to leave their heart. But something has shifted. The walls they built are beginning to crack, and for the first time they are questioning everything they once believed. Don't skip, because every second brings you closer to understanding why this moment is unlike any other. Something huge is waiting for you, and the next revelation may completely change the way you see this connection. There was a quiet moment recently when your soulmate found themselves alone with their thoughts. No distractions. No voices. Just the truth they had been avoiding for so long. They remembered a feeling they could never replace, a presence that kept returning no matter how hard they tried to move forward. That realization didn't arrive with loud words, it came with silence that spoke louder than anything else. They began asking themselves why your name, your energy, and the memories connected to you refuse to disappear. The answer they are slowly discovering is becoming impossible to ignore. Don't skip, because this emotional turning point is leading them toward a decision they never imagined they would make. Something huge is waiting for you, and the deeper this journey goes, the clearer their heart becomes. The most surprising part has not happened yet. As your soulmate continues walking through this emotional crossroads, unexpected signs, quiet conversations, and powerful realizations are beginning to line up in ways they cannot explain. Every piece feels like it belongs to a story that has been unfolding long before this day arrived. They are beginning to understand that running from their emotions has only brought them back to the same truth over and over again. Stay till the end, because what they choose after this turning point could reshape everything they believed about love, timing, and destiny. The next chapter reveals the hidden reason this emotional change is happening now, and once you hear it, the entire picture will begin to make sense. My beloved child, if your heart brought you this far, do not let curiosity fade now, because the truth has only begun to reveal itself. Your soulmate is no longer fighting the emotions they once tried to bury. Every attempt to convince themselves that life could move on without this connection has only led them back to the same unanswered question. Why does your presence continue to echo through their thoughts when everything else has faded away? They cannot explain it anymore. The more they search for another answer, the more they are drawn back to you. Don't skip, because the next moments uncover something they never expected to feel. Something huge is waiting for you, and what is happening inside their heart right now is changing them from the inside out. There is something they have not admitted to anyone. Not to friends, not to family, not even to themselves completely. They have replayed moments connected to you more times than they could ever count. Small details that once seemed ordinary now carry extraordinary meaning. A simple memory has become a reminder that some connections refuse to disappear no matter how much time passes. They are beginning to realize that the peace they searched for everywhere else only appeared whenever thoughts of you returned. This realization is becoming impossible to ignore, and every passing day makes their heart softer instead of stronger. Stay till the end, because the next revelation explains why this emotional shift happened at exactly this moment and not months ago. The answer is far more surprising than anyone around them could imagine. Now the turning point becomes even deeper. A conversation, an unexpected reminder, or a quiet moment of reflection is about to make everything inside them impossible to hide any longer. The emotions they locked away are rising to the surface one by one, asking to be acknowledged instead of ignored. They can feel that life is gently pushing them toward honesty, even though honesty feels frightening. Don't skip, because the biggest emotional breakthrough has not happened yet. Something huge is waiting for you, and what comes next may become the moment that changes the direction of this entire story forever. If this story is touching your heart, share this video with someone who believes meaningful connections can change a life, and subscribe so you never miss the next chapter, because the most powerful revelation is still ahead. God says, there is a reason this message found you at this exact moment. Your soulmate has reached a place where pretending has become more exhausting than telling the truth. Every day they wake up with the same feeling that something important is still unfinished. They try to distract themselves with responsibilities, conversations, and new routines, but every path somehow brought them back to the same emotional crossroads. They are beginning to understand that some people are not placed in your life to be forgotten, they are placed there to transform you. Don't skip, because the next few moments reveal the hidden shift taking place inside their heart. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is closer than they ever imagined. What surprises them the most is not the emotion itself, but how impossible it has become to silence it. They keep noticing little reminders that appear without warning. A familiar song. A passing thought. A place that suddenly feels meaningful again. Each moment quietly whispers the same message: stop running from what your heart already knows. The walls they spent so long building are no longer protecting them, they are keeping them away from the peace they truly desire. That realization has shaken them deeply. They are asking themselves questions they never had the courage to ask before, and every answer points toward one undeniable truth. Stay till the end, because the biggest realization has not been spoken yet. The next step they take could become the moment that changes everything between you forever. And just when they think they have finally understood their emotions, another unexpected realization arrives. They begin to see that every delay, every misunderstanding, and every unanswered question has quietly prepared them for this exact turning point. Instead of feeling fear, they are beginning to feel hope. Instead of looking backward with regret, they are slowly finding the courage to look forward with honesty. Don't skip, because what happens next is the moment they stop listening to doubt and start listening to their heart. Something huge is waiting for you, and the next chapter uncovers the choice your soulmate is finally preparing to make, a choice that has the power to change the entire story. My beloved child, what happens next is the moment your soulmate never believed they would reach. For so long they convinced themselves that silence was safer than honesty, that distance was easier than vulnerability. But every attempt to escape their feelings has only strengthened them. They can no longer deny what their heart keeps revealing. Deep inside, they know that one decision has the power to change everything. Don't skip, because you are about to hear the most emotional part of this journey. Something huge is waiting for you, and the truth they have been hiding is closer to the surface than ever before. Your soulmate has started noticing that peace no longer comes from avoiding the past. Instead, peace only appears when they stop fighting what they truly feel. Every unanswered question is beginning to receive an unexpected answer. Every confusing moment is starting to fit together like pieces of a story they could never fully understand before. They now realize that this emotional turning point was never about losing control, it was about finding the courage to become completely honest. Stay till the end, because the next revelation is the one they have secretly feared and hoped for at the same time. The choice standing in front of them feels once in a lifetime, and they know they cannot keep delaying it forever. Right now, your soulmate is standing between the life they have always known and the future their heart keeps pulling them toward. This is the moment where fear slowly loses its voice and hope becomes stronger than doubt. They are beginning to believe that some connections deserve one final chance to be understood instead of forgotten. Don't skip, because the next chapter reveals what happens after they finally stop resisting their emotions. Something huge is waiting for you, and the ending of this story is far more powerful than anyone expects. If this message has stayed with you until now, share it with someone who still believes in meaningful connections, and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next, because the biggest emotional revelation is still waiting to unfold. God says, "You have stayed for a reason, because the story has now reached the moment your soulmate never thought they would experience." The answers they spent so long searching for were never outside of them, they were hidden beneath the fear of opening their heart completely. Now that fear is beginning to disappear. They can no longer pretend that this connection was ordinary or temporary. Every lesson, every delay, and every unanswered emotion has quietly prepared them for this exact moment. Don't skip, because the next revelation is the one that changes everything they thought they understood. Something huge is waiting for you, and the truth is closer than it has ever been before. Your soulmate is starting to see your connection through completely different eyes. They are no longer focused on what went wrong, they are thinking about what is still possible. That change has surprised even them. The memories they once tried to forget are now reminding them of the happiness they believed was gone forever. Their heart is becoming stronger than their doubts, and every passing day makes it harder to ignore what they truly feel. They are beginning to understand that real connections are not measured by perfect timing but by hearts that never completely let go. Stay till the end, because one final realization is about to unlock the deepest emotion they have kept hidden from everyone around them. And then it happens, the quiet moment that changes everything inside them. They stop asking whether they should follow their heart and begin asking why they waited so long to listen to it. The emotional turning point becomes a new beginning instead of an ending. They feel hope where there was uncertainty, courage where there was hesitation, and peace where there was confusion. Don't skip, because the next chapter reveals the powerful step they are preparing to take after this transformation. Something huge is waiting for you, and when the final piece of this story is revealed, you will understand why every moment led to this unforgettable turning point. My beloved child, the ending you expected is not the ending your soulmate is experiencing. What seemed like the finish of one chapter has quietly become the beginning of another. Their heart has reached a place where it can no longer ignore what it has been trying to whisper for so long. Every distraction has faded. Every excuse has lost its power. Only one truth remains, and that truth keeps calling them back to the connection they once believed they could leave behind. Don't skip, because the most powerful emotional shift is unfolding right now. Something huge is waiting for you, and the next few moments reveal what their heart has finally accepted. For the first time in a long while, your soulmate is no longer asking, "What if I move on?" Instead, they are asking, "What if I lose the one connection that was meant to change me?" That single question has transformed everything. It has opened doors they thought were permanently closed and awakened emotions they believed had disappeared forever. The silence that once separated their heart from the truth is breaking apart piece by piece. They are beginning to realize that genuine feelings do not fade simply because time has passed. They become stronger when they are real. Stay till the end, because the final revelation is closer than ever, and what happens next is something they never imagined they would be ready to face. Now your soulmate stands with a heart that is no longer ruled by uncertainty but guided by honesty. They know they cannot rewrite yesterday, but they can choose what tomorrow becomes. The emotional turning point has changed them in ways they never expected, giving them the courage to believe that some connections deserve one more chance to be understood. Don't skip, because the final chapter uncovers the moment when everything hidden comes into the light. Something huge is waiting for you, and the conclusion of this journey will reveal why every emotion, every delay, and every unanswered question led to this unforgettable destination. God says, "If you have stayed until this moment, then you have reached the quiet ending that your soulmate never expected would become the beginning of something new." Their emotional turning point was never about one dramatic event. It was about a heart that finally became honest with itself. They have stopped fighting the feelings they could never replace. Instead of searching for reasons to walk away, they are beginning to notice every reason they kept finding their way back. What once felt confusing now feels clear. What once felt impossible now feels worth believing in. Don't skip, because the final truth is the one that brings every hidden piece of this story together. Something huge is waiting for you, and this last revelation completes the journey. Your soulmate now understands that the greatest change did not happen around them, it happened within them. They discovered that real emotional growth begins the moment fear no longer controls every decision. The walls they spent so much time building have quietly fallen, leaving only honesty where silence once lived. They are no longer trying to ignore what their heart has been saying all along. Instead, they are choosing to listen. That choice has filled them with a peace they have not felt in a very long time. Stay till the end, because there is one final message that ties every moment of this story together, and it is the reason this emotional turning point mattered so much. The journey you have just witnessed is a reminder that some connections leave a mark that time cannot erase. Whether the future unfolds quickly or slowly, your soulmate has already crossed the hardest bridge, the one between fear and truth. That is the turning point that changes everything. The next chapter of their life will no longer be guided by hesitation but by the courage to embrace what their heart has finally accepted. Don't skip the lessons this story carries with you. Something huge is waiting for you, not because of chance, but because every meaningful journey begins with one honest moment. And sometimes, the greatest miracle is simply a heart that is finally brave enough to choose love over fear. My beloved child. Before this story comes to its final close, there is one truth your soulmate has finally embraced. They have realized that the greatest battles are not fought with words but within the heart. Every unanswered emotion, every silent night, and every moment of uncertainty has led them to this life-changing realization. The connection they kept trying to understand has quietly transformed them into someone stronger, wiser, and more honest than ever before. Don't skip, because the final piece of this journey is the one that gives meaning to everything you have heard. Something huge is waiting for you, and this ending is unlike anything your soulmate expected. There was a moment when your soulmate looked back at every memory with completely different eyes. Instead of seeing pain, they saw growth. Instead of seeing distance, they saw purpose. Instead of asking why everything happened, they began asking what those moments were preparing them for. That single shift changed everything inside them. Their heart is no longer trapped between fear and hope. It has found the courage to believe that some people enter our lives to awaken something beautiful that can never be forgotten. Stay till the end, because the last revelation is the one that completes this emotional journey. The peace they have been searching for did not arrive from changing the past. It arrived from accepting the truth their heart had known all along. Now the story reaches its quiet but unforgettable conclusion. Your soulmate's emotional turning point has